Now, Richard, what have you got here?
Well, these chocolate moulds I've coated in the same way, brushed them out in the same way as we did the cup cases. And what I'm going to do is give them a variety of fillings. Some ganache, which we made earlier, some ginger, and some marzipan.
And of course there's nuts and all sorts of things you can put in, isn't there?
Oh yes, yes. The list is endless. Now it's important not to pipe too high. Keep it below the top of the chocolate mould, otherwise you won't be able to put the top on. Now the ganache will need to set, and so I have some already prepared. I'm going to take the same chocolate and using my small palette knife coat over these, and you'll find that you can level it off rather nicely.
So you fill all those as normal, put them down, let them set.
That's right. And then we can turn them out, as you can see here.
Yes. And now I'm going on to using some white chocolate, which I'm going to colour. Now you remember earlier when I told you mustn't get water into your chocolate, the same thing applies to most liquids. If you put a liquid into your chocolate, it's going to thicken it. So the colours that you have to use are either an oil-based colour, which this is, so that it doesn't thicken the chocolate, or a powdered colour. And I'm just going to spoon a little bit of white chocolate into my bowl, because I won't need very much. And a very good way, if you're doing a lot of this sort of work, is to actually put your little ramekins, if you've got some or something like that, into perhaps an electric frying pan or a skillet that you can keep warm with just a little bit of water into it. And then you can have lots of different colours and you can do all sorts of very pretty things. You can make a very pastel pink or you can make a very deep pink. It really just depends on how much colour you add to it. But because it's the powder, it doesn't actually thicken it. Now, to actually pipe it or brush it into my mould, again they've been polished with the cotton wool, and you've got two alternatives. You can either use a brush and brush in the bit you want to go. The other thing you can do is actually put it into a piping bag. Just pour it out of your bowl. Remember, don't ever overfill these. Fold it down, and then you can pipe a design in just as easily. By going down into the area that you want to pipe and just putting the chocolate exactly where you want it to go. So you can make very pretty chocolates this way. Then you can layer the whole thing with some more chocolate, either brown or coloured or whatever you want to use. And in fact, I've got here some layered chocolates. These have all had white tops put on them as the first layer. Then they've had a brown layer, and then they've had a pink layer. And what you can do with these is simply either pipe it in or spoon it in. I like to use a bag because I find you've got more control. Now, banging it up and down actually brings any air bubbles up to the surface, and you'll find that you won't have any when your chocolates come out. So I've got some here that in fact have been finished, this time with a brown layer. And again, just to show you how easily these come out, just turn them over and give them a tap. If they're ready to be released, they'll just fall out of the mould, just like that. And then to do the final decoration, if you want to, you could just take a little sugar flour and pop it on top.